We're just going to get started in here. I'm Jeremy Kaplan. I'm the editor-in-chief of Digital Trends, which, if you guys haven't gone, you should all go. It's my website. It's my favorite website. We do news and technology reviews about all sorts of consumer products. One of the things we've been looking at a lot lately is the watch world. I'm wearing an actual watch. Quick show of hands, who's actually wearing a watch today? I see a couple of them. Who's actually wearing a smartwatch today? Oh, that's awesome.
We got a few.
The rest of you are not, because you haven't met this guy who runs, is the VP at Martian Watch, is Eric Bozza.
Hi, Jeremy. Yep, you got it.
So we're going to have a quick discussion about what they do, which is a fantastically cool smartwatch, which takes the essence, it boils down the smartwatch concept to its essence of notifications. There's a lot of other stuff that other people are doing with smartwatches, which kind of complicate and confuse things. Martian does one thing and does it really, really well. Before we get started, why don't you give us a quick background on the company, if you could. It's a tech company. You must have gotten started in a Palo Alto garage at some point, right?
Yeah, we did. We're actually a California company. We started in 2007. Last year, we came out with our Voice Command series, which is our Martian Passport, Victory, and G2G series. And it had the functionality to do voice communications, call and receive text, and also a light notification. This year, we came out with our Notifier series, which is the one I'm wearing right here, which allows you to take any notifications that come into Notification Center on iOS or Android and port them over to the watch.
Hold it up so we can get a good look at it. If you haven't seen it, what's cool about this is it is basically, at heart, a watch. It is an analog watch face, a nice, this is an orange band, fashionable. I like colors, though, as you can see, so that works for me.
For Halloween.
Well done. And at the bottom is a small little band, which is all you really need to get notifications. And you can control this on a smartphone?
Yes, we have an app for Android as well as iOS, and it allows you to customize what notifications come over to the watch. So, for instance, if you want your email to come over, or you want your Facebook, or you want your Twitter, you can send those over to the watch. If you don't want those, you don't have to send them to the watch. In addition to that, we have customized vibration patterns, which allows the user to give, much like customized ringtones, importance to the notifications. For instance, for me, my texts are very important because it's going to be from my family or a close circle of friends. I want to know what those are. Those have a long vibration, and that way I know that it's going to be more important than another type of notification.
Which is great. I played around for a long time with the Samsung, the Gear Live, I believe it was called. One of the confusing things about some other smartwatches is the interface to these things. Touch screens in general, you're sliding up, you're sliding left, you're sliding right. All they're doing is pumping notifications at you. It becomes confusing and hard to separate the important stuff from the less important stuff. So that's one of the big things you guys address pretty nicely.
Yes, we do. We went with a classic analog design. A watch is a watch, first and foremost. So we have two separate batteries inside the watch, one dedicated to the watch functionality, another one dedicated to the smart section of the watch. The smart section of the watch is rechargeable. It's got a 5 to 7 day battery operation before it needs to be recharged, and the watch has a 2-year watch battery. So that's pretty normal for a watch you'd buy that's not smart.
So what is it that's going to take smartwatches? Because everyone knows about these things, but as we saw here, we have 3 or 4 people, smart, savvy, early adopters, but most people aren't really going for it. Is it something simple like what you guys do that's going to push these over the line and make them a very mass market product?
We feel that is correct. So we priced it aggressively at $129 retail for the holidays. We wanted to make sure that it could get out to the mass markets and everybody could participate in this. There are competitors out there that have watches that are north of $200, even north of $300.
North of $300.
I was trying not to point anybody out. But they are out there. This is a fashion accessory, and that's the way we're looking at it. The watch bands are actually interchangeable, so this, as of last night, had a black band. I changed it over to an orange band. We actually have a no tools needed quick release band, so you can style them up to your own personality.
So we were talking before, and you mentioned notifications from the Fitbit. One of the interesting things about the wearable space and the Fitbit in particular, the Fitbit fall off, I call it. 6 months in, people stop using the thing. Is this something you foresee with your device? Is there some barrier, some point at which people say, I've had enough of this?
I don't think so. I've been wearing a watch since I was probably 10 years old. I will always wear a watch, even though I have the time on my phone. But I think people that wear watches will get it. This is really making a watch smarter, not so much a smart watch. It's not doing everything. It's not doing all the health and fitness, but that's really not what it was designed to do. It was designed to make a watch smarter.
That's a great distinction. Smart watch versus making a watch smarter. I have to ask you about this. Everyone's freaked out about privacy, particularly as we smarten up things like the watch. Are you guys doing something weird with that data? Are you storing it? Are you selling it in some way?
We are absolutely not. We are very conscious about privacy. We're just using what's coming in notifications to actually send it to the watch and mirror what you're already getting on the phone. The memory on the watch will only store 5 messages at any one time, and then it actually goes away in about 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, those messages are not there.
And what about the future? Are we going to see something interesting from you guys in the next 6 months, a year? Are you going to do any partnerships with other companies for bands? I'd love to see that.
That's a great segue. Yes, we are doing a partnership with Guess Watches. We did a press release earlier this year.
I did not know that, by the way.
And we'll be announcing designs at CES with them. In addition to that, we have a number of different designs that we're going to be announcing at CES. We're very fortunate to be in one of the Innovation Awards. We just found this out earlier this week for CES this year. This watch actually right here won a number of awards at CES last year.
And I mentioned the Fitbit, so it integrates with other types of devices, not just the phone?
Well, devices like the Fitbit and other wearable technology that are out there today, most of them will send you the notifications to your notification center. So if you have that feature turned on, you don't have to try and figure out what the different blinking lights are on the LEDs. It will send it to the notification center, and if you have it set up, it'll send it to your watch. So that way you can actually see, oh, look at that, I just surpassed 5,000 steps for today. And you're on your way to keeping track of your goal and meaningful information without having to take your phone out of your pocket, your backpack, your purse. You just get the information at your wrist.
The thing that worries me the most about these devices is the movie theater scenario. You know, you're watching a film and all of a sudden your watch is flashing and you're hiding it in your pocket, ashamed of yourself. Is there a mode? Can you control that?
Yes, we do have a Do Not Disturb feature. You can access it via the phone or the app, or excuse me, the app on the phone or on the watch, and you can turn it on or turn it off. For instance, I get a lot of work information, a lot of work calls. I pretty much turn my watch to Do Not Disturb at about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. Otherwise, I'd be going through a divorce right now.
That's the other thing I was going to mention. You're out at a date, you're out at dinner with somebody, all of a sudden you're constantly staring at your watch. You look like kind of a jerk. So you can turn that on and off. You can set time periods as well.
Yes, you can actually set time periods so you don't have to do it every single time manually. But if you're going into a movie theater or something, you just with the push of the buttons on the watch, you could actually turn it off temporarily.
If we have any questions for Mr. Martian here, we're glad to answer those as well. If anybody has curiosity about how exactly it works, what sort of functions he has exactly.
Hello.
Hello.
How much can you see in the notification window? Because it's kind of small. What's the line of text maximum?
So it actually scrolls through, much like a ticker tape would come across, like at Times Square. It'll scroll through the message. We do 140 characters, which is your typical for Twitter and the old SMS standard. So you'd be able to basically see the whole message.
And is there a mechanism to deal with the fact that it's kind of dark sometimes? You've got a light, right? You can turn on the light.
Yeah, so in a dark environment, it works fantastic. In a light environment, we do have the ability to change the font to bold, which will actually make it a little bit brighter and a little bit easier to see in daylight. One feature that we did not talk about is we do have the ability to actually remote control the camera. So you can go into a remote activation of the camera. You can set your phone over there, and you can take pictures over here. So you can actually get in the selfie beyond an arm's length.
Can you set like a timer so that you can put the phone down somewhere else and from 5 feet away or something?
Well, you actually have the ability to do it right at the wrist. So it's a little bit easier than a timer than waiting for the blinking light. You can actually do cheese, cheese, cheese. And you can take multiple pictures at one shot.
How many colors do we have?
We have 9 different bands and 3 different face models. So I'm not a mathematician, but that's a lot of different combinations.
Quite a few combinations. That's pretty much all right. That's all we got. If you have any more questions, they've got a nice booth right out there. You can take a closer look at the Martian smartwatches. Some fantastic things. Again, simplifies the smartwatch concept right down to its essence. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.